Hi, lovely to have you here. Welcome to the Electro Revolution channel. My name is Michael and I'm a car and tech enthusiast. In this series of videos, we're looking at the review of the Tesla Model Y Launch Edition. Now, as I've explained in previous episodes, this was only available for order in January and February of 2025, with deliveries that occurred in May of 2025. So in this particular episode, what we'll be going through, and I've written it down so I don't forget the detail, is we'll be reviewing what could be improved in the vehicle. We'll be covering the OTA update to the vehicle. OTA is over-the-air update, so it's basically the firmware update to the vehicle, and the features of the recent OTA update which was applied when Ditch had purchased the vehicle. We'll be looking at the charging of the USB devices while the car is off. Great feature. We'll also be looking at the speed indicator on the 15.4-inch console and the cruise control and adaptive cruise control features. We'll also be discussing the FSD, which is the full self-driving mode. We'll be discussing the brakes in the vehicle, and we'll be removing the seatbelt to see the auto parking feature. And last but not least, we're going to have fun in the vehicle. So do see up to the end of the video. Don't miss it. Don't close the video, because you're going to like what you see right at the end. It's basically a party mode. If you don't know what that is in Tesla, we're going to be talking about it. So I hope you enjoy this video.
It's a beautiful car to drive.
Is there anything you would improve in the vehicle?
What would I improve? Rear view.
Bigger.
I'm so used to seeing a bigger rear view.
Okay.
It's just a little bit small, and maybe sports car like that, it is small. Actually, I've driven a AMG, GTS. It does have a small view, and even that's a V8 car. As much as I love that car, but this car still, it's so much for everyday usage. You can't fault it. It's
Excellent.
Just a beautiful car to drive.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the other point would be the frunk. And the front, it does pop up. It's a little bit abrupt. It's not like you'll click and it just opens, but it goes, because it's got two pins that pushes it up there, or some trigger point there. It pops up. So it's quite abrupt. But the nagging thing, so the things that I would change is the way it closes. I would reinforce that section where you have to press the button, where you have to press it down, or make it automatic. That would be much better, just like the boot.
And you did mention something about the wipers just turning on for no reason.
Yeah, the wipers turning on no reason. I don't understand that. I like you said, maybe it's got something to do with the camera software or whatever, but it just all of a sudden just switches on automatically. All right, we're just gonna go for a little drive again. I think one of the things that I forgot to mention was about this. The speed, the speed indicator, or speedo. I think a lot of people commented on it because it's not here. Now, I drove a Prius before. It has a heads-up display.
Yep.
Never used it. Never even noticed it because I looked past it. But it does have it in the front here. But here, this display is right here, and it takes you matters of hours to get used to it. I wouldn't even say minutes. You'll notice it straight away. Your eyes just glance at it automatically now.
Is it always on?
It's always on. It doesn't go away. It's always on. And it's right there. I mean, you're not taking your eyes off the road. You're just glancing in your corner peripheral. It's just right there. So if you're worried about that, about buying an electric car or a Tesla, you shouldn't, because it's just so natural now that you just look at that corner.
Okay.
Instead of casting your eyes down to look down at the front here. Same thing. You're casting your eyes down, one you're casting your eyes in the corner, but you're still seeing everything at the front.
So it's not dangerous at all?
It's not dangerous at all. So I think when people make too much emphasis on that, like I said, I've got this car for 3 weeks now, and I've got no problem with that issues at all. Not a single thing.
That's interesting, because that is one of the things that I like about BYD. With the instrument cluster right in front of the steering wheel, for me, I find it quite useful. I rarely look at it because I've got a heads-up display on the BYD premium model, and I usually use the heads-up display more than anything. But yeah, I mean, if this works just as well and it's easy to get used to, then yeah, I can't really make a comment there.
I think it does, and like I said, I've driven it for a while now, and there's no issues with it at all. You know, and I like to keep to the speed limit, so I'm always conscious of it. And again, oh, that's another thing. So here I can show you the cruise control. As soon as you press that button, the cruise control sets to the max speed, and I can now release my foot and it will drive to that speed. And in traffic, it's great as well because it's adaptive.
Yeah.
So if the car stopped in front of you, it will slow down. And if the car stopped taking off, it then takes off again at the speed.
I love this feature because I use it very regularly when I'm driving.
Look, now it sees the cars and it stops.
Yeah.
So here's a curvy street. Look at that. It just stopped by itself because it sees a car over there and it thinks that the car is stopping. So on a street, curvy street, not a good idea to turn it on, but I'm just showing you how it works.
Did you?
Right here now, I'm not touching the accelerator. I'm not touching anything. It's just driving by itself. And it's seeing that car, it's slowing down because it can't see the actual lane. So it thinks that there's a car there. Now, this is interesting. It can't see there's a, a T-junction. So it won't slow down. So I had to hit the brakes there.
But that's really with the full self-driving mode. Does this particular car, did it come as an option? Did you buy it?
No, that's a basic mode.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a basic autonomous driving.
Because I know in Australia it's not legal at this stage. But I do know Tesla's actually testing it. They've been testing it for a couple of weeks now in Melbourne, Victoria, which is a different state in Australia. But once it's basically, if Tesla are testing it, then that means they've got an interest in actually making full self-driving capable within Australia. And of course, they can work with the government legislation and pass that through as a facility to have full self-driving. Now, I would love full self-driving personally. A lot of people would say no. I would rather control the vehicle and stuff like that. But when you're driving consistently every single day and the car basically remembers the route and the route taken, then you can basically, you don't have to snooze. I wouldn't trust the car to drive itself while I'm asleep, but to actually drive the vehicle up and back from work without your level of stress that's involved in driving, especially during peak traffic, that would actually interest me.
Yeah, I think there's two ways about it. I mean, personally, I want to drive the car, but like you said, if I'm tired, I love to have that options to put it on automatic, but you're still conscious of it.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't totally trust the car yet, not at this stage, but you do get more comfortable as you come along. But at the moment, I just really enjoy driving the car, so I don't really need that feature. But when it comes around, maybe I'll look into it. But yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned the brakes, but because I did mention it, but again, I hardly touch the brakes these days.
Yeah.
Like, because the car comes to a full stop as soon as you release your acceleration or decelerate, it's so much easier. And you hear story people where they don't change the brakes for years.
Yeah.
And I can understand why now.
And you know, it actually rusts the metal.
Yeah.
Because you actually should be using the brakes at some stage, otherwise the plate itself rusts.
Yeah. But man, I can see that I wouldn't have to sorry, I'll interrupt myself here. Now, the car's still in reverse. As soon as I take my seatbelt off, watch what happens. It puts it over in the park. And from this point here, I can just get out the car and that's it. The car shuts down by itself.
This reminds me, does this have auto parking?
No.
Okay.
No, it does have auto steering, which is what we mentioned before.
Lane assist?
Lane assist, but it doesn't have auto parking.
Okay. And I'm sure that comes with the full self-driving because
I think it will.
I've seen in America where they've done the full self-driving videos and it parks itself, it unparks itself, it traces where the person is via GPS
the summon
location.
Mode and all that, yeah.
That's right, summon mode and all that stuff. So I guess this will be an option in Australia at some stage in the future. It may take years, especially through laws and legislations here. But this is a great thing to be adding to the vehicle if it has that option in the future.
Yep.
OTA updates. One thing we haven't covered.
Yep.
How often since you've had it?
I've only had it once. So within 3 weeks, once.
That's still pretty good. In terms of OTA updates, what sort of features did you get that were brand new?
I didn't look, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't have a look at it. I didn't know what it was. So
if you go on the
it was.
notes,
Oh, there you go.
so yours was just some minor fixes.
Minor fixes.
Okay, this release contains minor fixes and improvements. So
Where do you go to see
here.
it all? Oh, okay, there you go.
Set arrival energy, avoid highways. That's on the nav, of course.
Yep.
The Dashcam update.
Okay.
And side camera recording. So they've updated the features. Your vehicle side cameras, the B pillar, will now be recorded to both Dashcam and Sentry clips. Now, of course, we haven't spoken about Sentry mode here. That's a longer conversation. The Dashcam viewer app has also been updated with the grid view, making it easy to access and review recordings.
Oh, that's very good.
Save trunk height based on location. That's interesting. Because
so you can set it.
Yeah, you could be at home, which requires a certain setting for the ceiling or the garage, and you can be at work, which is open air, and you could set that to 100% or 50%.
Yep.
Now, this is a great feature. Keyboard languages. Keep Accessory powered on. Use or charge devices through low voltage outlets, USB ports, or inductive phone charger after exiting the vehicle, as long as the battery is above 20%. Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
That is a great feature, actually, because one of the things that the Tesla doesn't have is vehicle to load. So what vehicle to load means is when you're going camping, you can power off the battery of the vehicle. But what this means is while the car is off, you can still power your devices and charge your devices off the huge battery that's in this.
That's pretty cool.
In this vehicle. So that's quite good.
You can put your laptop and everything on
yes.
there. Yeah.
And keep charging it from the battery, because this is when you consider that these phones can charge what's called fast charging 30 watt and super fast charging 60 watt. Now, we're talking about a 75 kilowatt battery, 75,000 watts. So you'll be able to charge this phone many thousands and tens of thousands of times on this one battery charge. So extremely important feature, especially when you're going camping and you don't have a charger anywhere. It's great to charge from your car, turn your car off, go do the things you need to do, and when you come back, you've got the phone's charged.
That's it.
And your laptop or anything like that. And of course, it goes through here, the minor updates.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's the end of the video, I guess. We definitely want to thank Vich for taking us through the vehicle. I love this type of vehicle, personally. I also haven't driven it exactly yet, but I'm sure Vich will give me an opportunity to drive it at some stage. But the whole idea of this video was to take you through both the externals, the internals, and the driving experience. And I hope we've done that successfully. So as promised, what we're going to be looking at now is the Tesla party mode, or celebration mode, or dancing mode. They call it different things, but it's essentially one thing. It does have different tracks that you can play. I think there's up to 7 tracks. What we were looking at here is something I didn't personally know, because I told Vich that time, I took a photo of the BYD seal at the front at night. It's got bells and whistles, the way it looks, much, in my opinion, much better than the Tesla. And then he comes up and he says, does the BYD have this? And this is the party mode that he showed me. I had to just shut my mouth. It's really good. So I hope you enjoy this part. This is awesome. The windows going up and down too.
In sequence. I mean, in opposite timing.
That's a bit of fun, isn't it? I wish other cars would have it. I don't know, if you know of another car that has this or another brand of car that has this type of feature, please let us know in the comments. If you did like this series of videos and this video, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, share the video with a friend who would be interested, or just leave us comments. It really all helps. So until next time, I hope to see you again. Bye for now.